day, good people. So they're finding the year of the Paradigm Tuning. Dave, Bravo Dave, Anomaly, the Anomaly Akaris, rather. And it feels like, as of late, I've had to do a lot of going back on my work. But I think, once again, you guys will understand why I've had to do that. Last night, I'm talking like last night, less than 24 hours ago, as I eat this frozen grape and send you guys the footage, there was an attack in the parking lot, and luckily this time, head of security Nahida was there to bring it to you. Here, take us to the footage. And after cluing me in on this, even though I hate that Bullet Club, and I hate that Kanji for joining that Bullet Club, I do have to sympathize. I gotta empathize more importantly with him. What he's going through right now emotionally, I'm sure, is the same as what Yukiko and what Chi have been going through. And so tonight, for the first time in a long time, Kanji is not banned from AWE Rebellion. More importantly, he's not just not banned, he is competing tonight in the main event, one-on-one, against Yosuke Hanamura. There will be no Amon ringside, there will be no Equalist Movement ringside. They are all, the rest of them are banned from the building, especially after Amon tried to attack the repairman, tried to take away his repairing abilities. I'm not sure, and once again, we don't know what that will do to the repairman. A lot of us afraid of what that would do. Even Arrow, assuming that the repairman would die because of it, saved the repairman just last week in a very shocking scene. But I digress. We've had a lot of shocking scenes over the last couple of weeks in the AWE. Speaking of, we have a woman here tonight, I suppose a disciplehood, a cult, if you will, here tonight to talk and start our show. Let's take it to Deity Miku and company as the stars go. Black, and now we finally are starting, not finally, we're starting Rebellion, and we're out here for the first time, actually, with the Disciples, or I guess more specifically with Miku. Actually, I don't think we've seen any of the Disciples outside of Kyutaro, since AV Mania, and this is, speaking of, that's Kyutaro and Mitarai. It's not the Disciples of Miku that I was, I expected all 5 of them, but perhaps Chi-Chi and Futaba are actually preparing for their tag team championship match against Hot Topic this Fracture. I know I would be, because Hot Topic, they have been in the title picture all summer, and if they don't win this time, you gotta imagine they're gonna have to change something up. So let's see what's on Miku's mind tonight. Okay. Well, how soon is soon? I don't know if you were ever my deity, so I don't think I could turn my back on my deity if you were never my deity. It's hard to turn your back on something that you haven't been. I'm gonna let you continue. I don't like by any means necessary. They did become tag champs under her guidance. That much is true. I know, I've prepared a coffin for Mitarai. I don't think that man is gonna beat the ring general tonight. Unlike a certain movement. Wait a minute. Mona Magistus is here tonight. Well, first and foremost, the shade that was just thrown at the Equalist movement, I don't know if that's a wise idea, but I gotta give it to her, you know. It's nice to see, you know, everybody not supporting the movement. Mona just staring over at Miku and then backing off. Takes off her hat and now they're conversing. Oh my gosh. Yo, say it ain't so. A lot of people were heartbroken about the real answer. Playing the villain. Yeah, we know Mona loves to play the villain, I guess, but for the greater good. If you need help, I'll have your back, is what she said. Because I owe you. What do you owe Miku? And specifically Miku too, not deity Miku. That's okay. Well, that's fascinating. Dang. Dang. Give me the stars. Dang, dog. Dude. Dang. So there's a lot to unpack as to what just went down. First and foremost, honestly, what we expected to be a little bit less tense and a little bit more obeying was the interaction between Miku and Mona. Not at all what I was really expecting. They actually have to stay out there because Mitarai's got a match next, and I'm not sure what that's going to do to the psyche of deity Miku, of Mitarai, who's about to have to fight, of Q-Tower, who's going to be on the sidelines as well. Especially when they have Gunther right after this, and we have to double check in there, because Mona was like, staring her dead in the eyes, said, I'm no disciple, making things clear, saying I don't owe a deity, but I do owe Miku. Still no clarity on what she owes Miku for. Maybe it's owing Miku for turning her into what she is in the first place, essentially. Having a part in that, I'm not sure. But I digress. We're about to head to our first match of the night. It will be the Ring General Gunther versus young Mitarai one-on-one, and it should be a fantastic time. Maybe we might have to get a coffin for. Hold on, let me get you guys to the ring real quick. Stars? Is that the gatekeeper? It doesn't sound like the gatekeeper. We haven't seen the gatekeeper in a while. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I know that the Ring General anywhere. Did he bring him out? Ludwig Kaiser, did he bring him out to the AWE just to announce him to the ring? I was gonna say, how did he get in here? First of all, he's not a contracted AW superstar. We would have had to know about this. He must have dressed up as gatekeeper to get in here. The heck? Okay, well, I'll tell you what, it was going to be really a numbers game. And while it is still a numbers game, and the numbers are still in favor of the Ring General, Gunther, It's kind of not evened up, but he's got another person on his side. Granted, clearly just a manager in this case. Hey, if you haven't gotten frozen grapes, you need to get some frozen grapes. Anywho, I digress. Mitarai looking on from behind saying, oh boy. And this is all of this is happening. It's gotta throw all of them off of their game just a little bit. The Mona conversation leading right into this one-on-one match. Clyde calling it as Mitarai turns, wait a minute, turns Gunther around and gets the first offense on the ring general off the ropes, moonsault to the back. Goes for an immediate pinfall saying, hey, a quick 1, 2, 3 for me, please. 1. Nope. 1. Has him up. Gunther has so far got no offense into this match. Mitarai, we know in the past, has been a part of, oh my gosh, look at that body blocking and then drop kicks Ludwig Kaiser into Mitarai. That's Gunther for you, saying, I'll use the entirety of the ring to my advantage. I was gonna say Mitarai, we know, I believe the last person who we have known to be, inducted into the Disciples. And he might be trying to beat Gunther by count out, which I'll be real, a great decision. But look at that. Ludwig Kaiser already getting involved, and Gunther gets turns Mitarai around, and now they are grappling exactly what Gunther wanted to see. When you're in a grappling bout, there's nobody better than the ring general. He has put on a hard-hitting contest. He has pinned champion after champion, just not in championship matches. You got to imagine Gunther, he's looking at Q-Taro and he's saying, I will beat you again, and I will beat you mercilessly. Has him in an arm bar, has his arm wrapped behind his back. Mitarai now slowly getting drained. And there's nothing this frail boy can do. And look at Q-Taro in the background, looking on in horror, essentially, as Gunther out-wrestles Mitarai and puts him right back in a grappling scenario. Push back against the ropes, and Mitarai, he has to go back to the offense he was just doing. He's got to go back quickly to just quick, hard-hitting, a shot to the throat. Clyde trying to warn him, and a DDT, that's what we were talking about. Hey, if you want to beat the ring general, you might have to beat him dirty. Chopped Gunther in the throat. But Gunther immediately rolls him up, and that's a big man. I'm not even sure if Mitarai is able to kick out of that. Hold on a minute, 1. And a kick out right at 1 as well. Mitarai already faring better. I already ordered a coffin for him just in case. But I'm going to tell you what, he might not need it. Suplex into the turnbuckles. I'm going to tell you what, in terms of people who have gone one-on-one with the ring general, Mitarai might be faring the best out of anyone. I tried to mention it before as things started to heat up in this match. Mitarai, last member of the Disciples, we knew for a while he was, his foot was definitely in the rope, Clyde. Splendid would have caught that, but I digress. Let me triple down though. I'd like to point out real quick, he's also got rage. He's so lucky he didn't say, no, it's powerbomb time. It's time for death. Mitarai was once a part of the Bullet Club, is maybe still a part of the Bullet Club. A lot of that is unclear, as an open chop right to Mitarai, and it looks like he might get chopped again, but he blocked it the second time. Hits a chop of his own, but it was like a mighty dolphin hitting you in the side of the face, into the chest with its dorsal fin, as instead Mitarai is like a tiny goldfish who flaps him. But I'll tell you what, he might be able to get the ring general here. Clothesline! Yo, there's a world. Gunther's stunned. Kick right to the face. 1, 2. He still didn't burn resiliency. Here's the thing, Mitarai does still have that signature. If he's able to hit the signature, y'all, he might be the first person to beat Gunther one-on-one, but ladies and gentlemen, clothesline. And just like that, this match is turned around immediately. Mitarai has no resiliency. Big old Gunther elbow drop to the chest. Lifts him up again. And it may be the beginning of the end. yanks his arm around. Mitarai stunned. Gunther didn't burn resiliency, which is crazy. But it's not really that crazy. It's what we've come to expect from the ring general. Uppercut in the back of his head colliding with that turnbuckle. Running knee, thigh and knee into the face of Mitarai. Mitarai getting turned around. Miku, it looked like, tried to get involved there. Does not work out. Gunther paying no mind to Miku. Oh no, Mitarai, yai, Boston Crab locked in deep on young Mitarai, but Gunther lets it go. Stomps on the leg, and rages. He's got 2 power bombs on lock, or 2 of any sort of big move that he wants. Drags Mitarai over to the corner. Mitarai hasn't gotten any offense off in a while. Turn backwards, but hey, maybe commentator's curse. A measure shot right to the small of the spine on Gunther. And a shot to the knee. Trying to maybe hyperextend that knee. But this isn't a hyperextension anymore. This is just a power bomb. It's a massacre, and it's 1, it's 2. Mitarai burns resiliency. And here's the thing, Gunther's got another one lined up. Mitarai kips up, but he almost kipped up right into a big chop. Able to get his move off first. Off the ropes. Moonsault connects. Gunther stunned. If Mitarai can get some more good offense on, or work up his signature or his finisher, if he can get both of them, he still has a chance to win this thing, which is shocking to say. Wait, what is he thinking here? What is this? From the middle rope. Neck breaker. Innovative offense by young Mitarai. Shades of something we've seen from you as he climbs up to the top rope. Calling for Gunther to get up. This is very dangerous. You don't want a standing ring general when you're going for a top rope move, but another neck breaker. And now he's got a finisher. If he's able to burn resiliency here. 1. What? What? 1, you said. 1, you said. Up, around, float over, power bomb of his own, but it's a rope break. Mitarai. You gotta have that ring awareness. If he had ring awareness, I'll tell you what, he may have just pinned the ring general, or at least burned resiliency on him. Has him up to a knee. He's got to do something here to turn the tides in this battle. He's got to go for a pin. Gonna try and have to, well, actually, he doesn't have to. I want to point out to everybody, he does actually have a signature move if he's able to hit it. Oh, but look who's distracted. Mitarai not giving up. Looking over at Miku, and the disciple is doing it for her into the pinfall right afterwards. This actually, look at how low that stamina bar is. 1, 2. Y'all, you don't think. You don't think. Turns him backwards. Miku clapping for young Mitarai. Oh, but a kick right to the chest. And you have to keep in mind, Gunther still has that finisher lined up. Drops Mitarai right onto the turnbuckle. Lifts him right up. And ladies and gentlemen, it might be the beginning of the end. Gunther powerbomb with authority for 1, for 2, and that's all she wrote. Hey, I'll give you some. I will give you something. That may be the best Mitarai we've ever seen. That may be the best Mitarai we've ever seen, and it might be actually thanks to Miku. It might be thanks to having something to believe in. He busted Gunther open. He was able to kind of dominate Gunther in the first half of this match, but Gunther, he's just something different. He's built a little different. Lifted up, sent him into the turnbuckles. He did whatever he could to make sure he got the job done. Neck breakers, Hurricane Ranas, whatever it took, but it was not enough in the end. That beautiful animation kick for 1, for 2, and that's where we're all like, I'm sorry, he didn't burn resiliency. He did actually get Gunther to burn resiliency later on after a sick tornado DDT, but it was powerbomb after powerbomb that put young Mitarai away. Kyutaro Burgerberg, is that going to be your fate as well? Look at this. This, honestly, if Gunther's arm was not long enough, if his arm was not underneath that rope, we might be looking at a different victor tonight. Mitarai got a little too ahead of himself, saying, I have a chance, did not pay attention to the hands of Gunther, and fell victim to a second power bomb, and fell victim to an L tonight. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner.
And I'll tell you what, this might be the most sane match we have tonight. Look at the blood pouring down the face of the ring general. Man, oh man. Hey, give me the stars real quick. First of all, Mitarai doesn't need a coffin, which is incredible. I expected him to be a dead man. I expected him to be a goner and a half. But we will continue on. And as we do so, I don't know if you guys recall, but we were supposed to have the Aswang versus Converged Ezra one-on-one until the Converged one actually ran down to the ring. And that match never started. There's a lot of hate that the Converged Ezra has for the Aswang, and so we will make sure that we get a match and we will get a decisive victor one-on-one. However, as much as I'm like, hey, tear that thing apart limb from limb, Nahida will not allow it. Nahida has volunteered to be special guest referee to ensure things don't go too far, but I said it's gotta go far. Because this match is no holds barred. You can only, and I swear, only call off this match if one of their lives seems to be on the brink. It's one-on-one, and it's starting as the stars go. Black. And out first. Honestly, the second time we've seen her tonight. She's got a little bit more forehead than usual.
Please welcome the special referee for this match,
But Nahida is here. Some people say she even combed her front bangs back so to make sure she couldn't miss a single pin, and you know what? Respect. It kind of makes her look a little bit more gremlin-esque, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If it makes sure that this match is called right down the middle, I respect her for it. A lot of respect. That's exactly why Splendid wears that hat to the ring a lot. He wears that hat to the ring so that his hair doesn't get in the way, so he continues to be a perfect referee. A lot of respect to Nahida, and a lot of respect to coming out here in this match, because these are two very dangerous entities, but you know that the Converged Ezra is not going to want to hurt, harm, Nahida. For real, but I digress.
weighing in at 242 pounds,
and I guess we need to talk about the Aswang. I guess. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't like that thing. Nobody does. I can't think of any. So first of all, somebody, anybody, everybody, tell me, who likes the Aswang? Show of hands. And look, hey, I'm not talking about Jacob, and that's specifically for you, Sprinkles, if you're watching. I said, who likes the Aswang? Show of hands. I said show of hands. It's weird. I'm not seeing any hands because nobody likes this sack of trash demon. Not a single soul. But we have to deal with it, and Converged Ezra seems to be the one who wants to deal with it tonight. And maybe about to deal with it. For the first time, actually one-on-one, the Converged one is here. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, creatures. But you know what? I don't hate this one. I hate the other one. I digress. This one has a little bit of a temper, but let's keep it a buck. Who doesn't get a little mad every once in a while? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? One-on-one, no holds barred. Call it in the live chat. Who do you got? It's not who do you got. It's who do you think is going to win? Because I feel like if we said who do you got, it's going to be 100% in Converged Ezra's way. Because nobody likes that demon. Not a single soul likes that demon. And hopefully the Converged one at least puts this demon to rest for some time as they go one-on-one. Nahida making sure nobody dies in this brawl. Ugh. Here's the thing. The last time that these two brawled, it was legitimately a brawl. Slammed. And it was the Aswang who got pretty much all of the offense. Every single bit of offense as Converged Ezra just kind of had a bad time. That's one. Two, not two this time, just one. Just one. You got to imagine Converged Ezra probably still feeling a little bit of that pain from what happened at Inferno. Ugh. And a couple more shots right to the head. Come on. Come on, CE. You got to get up. Oh, this is not looking great. I might have to put on my unbiased glasses. Now here's the thing. When you take, you'd have to talk about the Aswang. This thing has beaten Sakura Ogami one-on-one in an underground match. It's beaten the now AWE All-Star champion Mondo one-on-one. It's beaten a lot of people. It's never beaten Pi, though. It's never pinned Pi, you better believe. It's never pinned Arrow, the brand new AWE United World Champion, who will be defending that championship against the one and only Nimona this Friday at Fracture. In the main event. But look at this. We're starting to finally see some offense. And it's not just offense, it looks like, oh my gosh, yanking the arm over and then double knees to the back. This is what we needed to see from Converged. Ezra slowed down the offense just a little bit. And maybe have a little bit more unhinged offense, but look at this. Ooh, knee strike. Takes down the demon. Turns it around. And has both of the legs up, you don't think. Double stomp to the knees. Goodness gracious. That's going to take away any high-flying offense off of the ropes, off the springboard. Oh. And now we might be seeing a little bit of a comeback, but don't call it a comeback. Because a kick right to the gut may see the pile driver that we saw in the brawl last week. This time Converged Ezra, ready for it, made sure it didn't go down. But the Aswang responds right back with a reversal of its own. And it's rolling up into a very unique pinfall, holding the arms as well. But look at this, getting out of it at one. Off the ropes, unable to get the grab, and gets a face full of foot. But here's the problem. The Aswang said this is barely a flesh wound, even with its rotting flesh. I mean, it's hard to hurt something that's already rotted away. A hit right there. But able to overcome it and hits a Hurricane Rana. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about one that's just rotting in soul, body, mind. Never, but you don't hear it in that combination too often in that order. But I digress. Against someone who's got a will that never gives up. Another pinfall. Nahida very quickly going into the count 1-2. That was a little fast. It was a little fast as, oh my gosh, hold on. May have adrenaline up, whips the head, and yanks back the Aswang. And I want to point out, Converged Ezra has a finisher, but the Aswang very close to having a signature and a finisher. The Converged Ezra I was going to say very close, no longer all that close as these two trading blows. Whoever comes out on top of trading blows here, honestly might be the winner of the match. Whoever comes out on top of this will have stunned their opponent, and that is going to be a big upper hand, big chop. Converged catches the hit. Overhand chop as well. Responds back with another chop. Converged, I'm not sure if that was a good idea, calling for another chop right back. Chopping again, gonna have to catch a hit. No, look at these two wailing away on each other. It's an even match at this point, and an even match there. Bull, oh, no, roll through again into a pinfall, holding the arms. Oh, not even a one. Not even a one. Into the ropes. Flipped over, and bam! Landed the signature, has two finishers, goes under the ring. Remember, I was gonna say it's no holds barred, but they were fighting a standard match, but it looks like that's all coming to an end as a baseball bat has entered the fray. As Converged Ezra now wailing away at, the Aswang, but oh my gosh, gets caught. Reckless abandon, and now we're seeing that baseball bat used to the demon's own whims. And again, wailing away, not going for the pinfall, maybe looking for the signature now. Maybe wants to drop the CE on the head. No, hit a nasty spear. And goes for the baseball bat again. And you look at, I was gonna say, look at Nahida. Look at Nahida. Nahida does not like the looks of what's going on anymore. Was perfectly fine when it was a friendly, not a friendly, anything but friendly, 1v1. Punch right to the head. And another spear. Taking down Converged Ezra for 1, for 2. And that's resiliency. That is resiliency off the ropes. Coffin drop, and that honestly could be enough to end this match. Points at CE. Fires the gun. Goes up to the top rope as well. Still has plenty of time. And a big old flying punch taking them down. Into the pinfall, and I'm going to keep it a buck with you. That might be all she wrote. 1, 2. That was a little fast, Nahida. Maybe didn't want this to go on any longer. That was a little fast. But the Aswang picks up another victory in what was essentially a creature versus creature bout. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That last count was a little fast. I really hate to be that guy, but that was 1, 2, and then 3. I think it might have been maybe Nahida a little bit worried about this thing going on any longer. Started to count a little faster once this baseball bat was taken into play. And there. That blade connecting. And that spear. And the second one right afterwards. Rocking the Converged one into a spear right afterwards. And it's the pin. But that was just resiliency. Off the ropes again, hit a flying forearm, it looked like, and then that was the actual match. Huh? That's all she wrote. Huh? Hey, you know, we don't have to look at this actually. we really don't have to look at this. We can actually cut this. Yeah, get that thing out of here. We don't need to see that thing celebrate anything. We'll continue on. Because, you know, some of us don't really like the Aswang. And by some of us, I mean all of us. That thing, you know, I would have personally loved to see that thing get torn about piece by piece, bit by bit, arm by arm, limb by limb, just destroyed. But unfortunately, that was not the case. Somebody's gonna have to do it. They're certainly not gonna be me. I want no parts of that thing. But I do want it gone. That being said, I'll tell you what, this tag team match that we're about to see go down, it's become a little bit heated. And we'll talk about it as everyone comes out to the ring, as the stars go. Black. First up, the woman who was attacked 7 days ago, relentlessly. We gave Sammy the night off after what transpired. Ray went crazy on Flair. Ray also went and attacked Sammy too. Flair just wanted answers. Whys and why nows. But instead, got a face full of steel steps. Disgusting and despicable. But the best of luck to Flair tonight. Won't be getting answers, but may get a measure of revenge. He's teaming up with a man who was beaten with his own guitar. Your new AWE champion had an amazing championship celebration concert at Last Inferno. However, it was interrupted by a Makoto who finally decided to use the chair. For months, it feels like now, Rei may have been trying to get into the head of Makoto. And after losing that title which he claimed was kind of driving him insane, was making him lose sleep because he thought it was something he didn't deserve. Was this just potentially Makoto now thinking that maybe being the ultimate hope is a facade in itself? Let's see how it all plays out. Be careful. I was gonna say, here comes the man himself. No, here comes the both of them. Makoto Naegi. Ray Cassidy. And I'll tell you what. We had to get Ray to sign something. Well, first of all, Ray's been fined significantly. Ray makes a good chunk of money. Let's keep it a buck. Ray makes a lot of plushies for the AWE. However, that didn't stop us from finding Ray a hefty sum. Not quite as much as what we find Joy for, because, you know, that guy's a sack of trash. However, it was still significantly close to that. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars we charge this fine. Which a lot of them have just in turn been cut from her paychecks for this foreseeable future. Because hey, you do that to Flair, we don't like it, but it happens. Wrestler on wrestler violence. But like when you do that to Sami intentionally, we don't fly with that. And look at the two who are starting this matchup. It's Flair and it's Ray 1v1. Big chops. Fiery in name and fiery in spirit. It is Ray versus Flair. Flair, the one who's fiery in name, fiery in spirit. Clearly it's not Ray. If anything, Ray is more like charcoal, a fuel that can cause destruction. And it may have caused destruction in the psyche of Makoto Naegi. Drop kick from the middle rope. And into the pinfall already. I was gonna say, you gotta keep in mind, Ray is not a regular competitor. It could be enough to put Ray down. Ray more of a talker, but has been goaded into a fight tonight. As an elbow drop. And another series of elbow drops. You love to see it. Flair getting a mad revenge. Not even thinking about making that tag yet. Not even thinking about it. Going right after Ray continuously, but look at that. Ray moves out of the way. Ray finally trying to get some offense on. And look at that. Ray low-key laughing at Flair after all of that offense, too. And now the champion is in action. Suplex to Ray. And Makoto already calling. He's saying, hey, I'm sorry, Ray, Fulgent already calling for Ray to go and make that tag because you know Fulgent doesn't want to fight Ray. Fulgent wants this fight, immediately going after Makoto, kicking him right in the shin. And then going after Ray as well, but Makoto able to stop that from happening. Looks like he may have hurt himself in the process. Just kicks him in the gut, off the ropes, moonsault. Into the pinfall on the former champ, one. Here's the thing, Makoto did never get pinned for that championship. Back into the corner. Shot to the face. Up and down. Makoto looking around, elbow drop right to the chest again. And lifted up. Makoto Naegi Although didn't verbally confirm, and I think his actions may have kind of proven suit, as these two now trying to work together onto the knee, and a punt kick right to the face of the champ. I was going to say his actions do seem to correlate with or maybe even cooperate with him putting Saint Junko, blessed be, I pray for her, into Onyx's game, as Ray starting to hit some moves of her own. And here's the thing, that's the biggest wild card in this matchup. We don't really know Ray's moveset. The only time we've seen Ray is in a non-standard match. It was just a beatdown on Flair, and that was just last week. Looks like those two actually had a brief conversation, maybe a discussion strategy, before moving forward. Fulgent, Hurricane Rana into a couple fists right to the head. Fulgent able to push Ray off, but Ray staying on the champ. Tag's been made saying, I'll weaken him for you. Stomp to the arm. Makoto very close to having a signature. Can you imagine if Makoto's able to pin Fulgent tonight? You gotta imagine he might have a rematch on his hands in the very near future to get his title back. But Fulgent fired right back up. And going to tag in Flair, who's completely fresh. Yeah, I was gonna say completely fresh and almost has a signature. And that might be great strategy from them if they can work up a signature. Kick. If Flair can work up a signature, then both members of that team have a signature. 2 count. And Ray had to step in. That's, honestly, for this team, best case scenario. Punch right to the jaw. Flair, couple shots. Shot to the jaw again. But a tag's been made. And maybe, you know what, it's not about strategy all the time. Sometimes it's about revenge, and that's what's going on here. And Flair, nice girl, may not even want revenge, may just want answers more than anything, and may have to beat the answers out of Ray. Oof. Measured strike right to Ray's face. Ray already having a lot of body damage, but if we're talking about damage across teams, right now, Flair and Fulgent have the advantage. Yanking and cranking that neck back. Ray trying to push Flair off of her. Makoto, I think, still down on the ground trying to recover. And look at this arm bar by Flair. Ripping that arm back. But Ray getting out of it. I was going to say these two old friends, but I'm starting to think, hey, could you even call them friends in the past? Sleeper hold, locked in deep. Is Fulgent going to come in to help? Knows that Flair is super fresh, but still comes in just in case. Thought about breaking up, but instead breaks Ray's face with a drop kick. Ray stumbling into the corner. Turned around. Maybe raked the eyes there. Punch right to the jaw. And now wailing away again, has a finisher and a signature built up. And into the pinfall. I was gonna say Ray does not have resiliency. 1, 2. 2 count. You know what Ray does though? I have though a finisher. I think she's got a really nasty clothesline, and she might be thinking about using it. No, reversal from Flair, and a flying forearm, and she kicks right back up. Into the pinfall, Makoto nowhere to be found. It could be the end of his partner in this match, and it... Oh, Flair cooked her. Flair cooked her. Where was Makoto? Makoto was nowhere on the apron anymore. I'm not sure if Makoto was getting chucked down by medical, but I have no idea what happened to him. Who would have thunk? At this point, Ray was fighting a 2-on-1 assault, and maybe Ray realized that and said, alright, maybe it's better for me to just stay down. I'd love to see what happened to Makoto, because I didn't even get a chance to... He might have been like... talking to the audience or something. There he is. He just watched. He wasn't doing anything. He just stepped back. I have no idea why he did that, but you know what? It is what it is. Very, very, very intrigued. You love to see it. Hey. Flair gets a big pinfall on Ray. Makoto just watching, maybe to see what Ray does. I drop my water. And give me the stars. As we actually have a rematch from last week. Last week, we didn't have a decisive victor. In a match that drew the eyes of many. This time, it's Extreme Rules. Camilla grabbing that bottom rope's not going to make a difference. There will be no excuses. There will only be one result, a pinfall or submission to end this match. And to make things even more guaranteed that we will have a match with a guaranteed winner, I've made sure to put in the greatest referee of all time. Now, how can you look? Talk to me about this. Talk to me about this. How can you say that he's not, that he hasn't been blessed by God when he gets to call this match? Everyone in the world is going to be calling Splendid the luckiest man in all of Earth, Heaven, and Hell. As he gets to call, he gets to be in the ring with Camilla and Black Swan. I'ma eat my grapes and be jealous. But my jealousy won't be jealousy, it'll be happy for him. I do also have to call out that after this Friday's match, Team Wa against the Yakuza, it will be Splendid and Pi who take a shot at the Tag Team Championships next for, of course, being so reliable. Very reliable hands for the Authority. They've earned it. They deserve it. And hey, we're about to see a perfect match by the luckiest and most blessed referee of all time, God's perfect referee, Splendid. What a man. What a lad. Hey, good on you. And now first, the last time these two went one-on-one, Camilla got bodied. Not got bodied, that's true. That's certainly true. But she also got bodied. She got destroyed. She got ruined. She got decimated. It was not a good time. It was not a good time for Camilla. That being said, she said, I think I deserve another shot at the newcomer Black Swan. Got my hand on the bottom rope. That match may have been called by Sammy, who had just gotten attacked earlier. So keep that in mind. She's like, hey, I didn't really lose that match. I don't blame Sammy for making a bad call. And you know what? I can't blame Sammy either after being attacked by Ray, and Ray got her comeuppance. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. But we continue right here, right now. It's you kind of gotta wonder what's going on with Makoto. Was he also just showing resistance in that moment? I'm not sure. But what I am sure about is this is about to be a rematch for the ages. Can you imagine if Black Swan is able to beat Camilla one-on-one for 2 weeks in a row? I don't know, we'll see. That being said, we are going to start naming some people for the Masquerade Brawl coming up in at Brawloween, so keep that in mind. Also, this month, surprisingly enough, this coming month, October also has 5 Fridays. That being said, I will be out on the 5th Friday. So that Saturday of Brawloween, the 25th, it will be a Rebellion Live on the 24th as well, which will kind of lead into Brawloween, so it'll kind of be like a 2-night event for Brawloween. It'll be a very special, you know, we'll have some championship matches. It'll be a big-time fight feel on that day, but it'll also be an even bigger fight feel the day after. It'll be like Brawloween Junior. We might even call it Brawloween Night 1, Night 2. Who knows? Probably not. I digress. This match is about to kick off, and it's going to be great. It's going to be more than good. It's going to be great. Yeah. Splendid call on this one. And Camilla immediately saying, all right, now I know what trick she's got up her sleeve, and smacks Black Swan immediately. Oh man, this is no longer about two purple-haired beauties going one-on-one. It's about 1, 2. It's about chaos and carnage. And Camilla, I was gonna say Camilla in complete control this time, a complete contrast of what happened the last time, these two in one-on-one, but now Black Swan starting to fire back against everyone's big sis. Has her on the ropes, on the middle rope, slaps right to the midsection. What is she thinking here? Yeah, what is she thinking? Camilla, you might want to get out of the way. Oh, no, not a double stomp. No, it wasn't a double stomp. Use the rear end to just sit on her midsection. Camilla might be extremely lucky too. Anywho, I digress. As the match goes on, up, around, Camilla sending her fly-in. Black Swan goes down. Rolls out of the ring. Camilla looking to celebrate real quick and does get a celebration in, but Black Swan, oh my gosh, did you see that? Camilla used her back to make sure that Black Swan loses balance and falls off of those ropes. And now we're seeing the ring IQ that we expected to see a week ago. Now taking full effect here as Camilla is in control and now just stomping that a Black Swan into the mat. And that is 1. Just 1. And it's a perfect pin count, by the way, in case you didn't notice. Kick to the gut again. Under the bottom rope. Remember, this is Extreme Rules. Anything goes in this bout, and a trash can is in play, tossing it. Almost hit Black Swan with it as Camilla steps back in. Super kick. Almost fell down the super kick, and Black Swan said, no, I'm still fine. Into a roll-up. 1. Just 1. Off the ropes again. Hurricane Rana. And a kip up right afterwards. Black Swan, incredibly physically impressive. Even if you're not a Black Swan fan, you got to admit, incredibly physically impressive. Off the ropes with that Hurricane Rana and the kip up right afterwards. That's a lot of energy, that's a lot of stamina. But she responded like it was nothing. Camilla's also been through a lot recently. Went through a Hell in a Cell match at AV Mania at the end of August. One where she took a massive amount of damage. And a lot of people said, hey, you can blame that on what she had to go through. Because right now, it's looking like Camilla's back in proper shape with the Big Sis Slam. 1, 2. But no resiliency. But we do see the trash can just tosses it on Black Swan. And says, is that enough to burn resiliency on you? 1. Ooh, defiant kick out at 1. When you go this late in the match, Camilla responding right back with a Hurricane Rana, almost sent her into the trash can. And now she's calling potentially for that twist of Fire Emblem. No. Well, now I don't know what she's going for, do you? Oh no, she's going for pain. she's going for carnage, dude. Oh my gosh. Ladder bridge set up and Black Swan goes headfirst into it and is laid out on the ladder, hit first to keep her there. And oh my gosh, the back of her head going to the ladder. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that specifically. Usually they're just like, oh, let me go up to the top rope. Camilla said there's other ways to cause damage with a ladder bridge. Camilla walking all the way around saying that's not the only weapon we can bring out. Gets a kendo stick as Black Swan gets up to their feet. Look at how fresh Camilla is. Camilla's so fresh, but that might be changing as now Black Swan has the kendo stick in hand. Wailing away. I think this is the match that the people wanted to see. Instead, big clothesline by Camilla. I was gonna say an intense back and forth between these two competitors, but right now, it's looking like it's all Camilla. I'm not sure what the camera person was doing there. Oh my gosh, calling for her to get up and get into the ring. But knocked it out of her hands. Black Swan now has a chance, but she might be in danger instead. Elbow first into the throat, and that is one. That's two. That's still not resiliency. Black Swan is a fighter. If anything, Black Swan is a fighter. And Camilla's still looking to take that fight out of her. Welcome to the AWE. With hands after hands, Black Swan trying to get into the corner. Get out of Camilla's way. Oh my gosh, trash can meets her there. Camilla walking to that trash can. Trying to stomp the mud hole. Oh no, not stomping the mud holes, but puts her whole self into the corner. One. And just a one count again. Oh, she's already worked up another one? Oh no. Oh, Black Swan. Slammed down with a big sis slam. Going up to the top rope right afterwards, but look at that, stood right back up, trying to knock Camilla down. She might have a chance at this juncture. Looks to go off the ropes herself. Ooh, coffin drop onto a prone Camilla for 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Black Swan does have a finisher lined up. She has not burned resiliency. This match is anything but over. Kick to the gut, and hits the twist of Fire Emblem Fate herself. 1, 2. Camilla also didn't have resiliency, had to kick out without it, and now this match is turning itself around. Lifted up, and kicked right back down, saying stay down this time. 1, 2, no, still just 1. Splendid calls it just 1. Off the ropes again, coffin drop. Yo, I don't know what it is. Yo, it feels like everyone can hit this coffin drop better than Arrow can hit this coffin drop. But I digress. Kick. And almost working up a signature again. Ooh, back kick afterwards. On the ropes, sending Camilla into the ropes. Goes up and slams her down. Black hole slam. Ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2. Camilla somehow, someway is the first one to burn resiliency in this battle. Up to her feet. Kick. And again. Knocks her senseless. That could be the end of this bout. 1, 2. I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she came back from the brink. It was Extreme Rules. We saw the back of her neck go into one of the rungs of the ladder. We saw big sis slam after big sis slam, but I think the biggest picture here is Camilla was never able to hit that twist of Fire Emblem face. Okay, well, of course they're going to show this move again. Okay, you know, I understand that. It was all cheeks, right into the midsection of Camilla and into the pinfall. But it was anything but 3. This match still had a ton of legs. Hurricane Rana, and it kept up right afterwards. But over here, we saw for the first time she dragged that arm, called out to the audience, and hit that big sis slam. And I think the major story is Black Swan may be one of the most resilient superstars here in the AWE. Able to kick out of 2 big sis slams, able to kick out of the back of the neck going to that ladder, able to kick out of everything without resiliency burned. That's the biggest thing that we've seen tonight. But wait, when it came on to that black hole slam, she had 2 finishers as well. She was able to put Camilla down for 1, 2. Not here though. It took one more move, essentially a modified twist of Fire Emblem Fates. Look at that. Comes down jaw first onto the shoulder instead. Almost a stunner for 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Black Swan.
This time, there was no discrepancies. There were no asterisks. Black Swan has arrived. Now that was a match. The match was almost all Camilla as well. But it was also all Splendid because look, another perfect referee. Hey, everybody screenshot that and put that as another one in the book. I don't want to praise him too much for doing everything that he's doing. He's doing a great job as a referee. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. Get me back on here though. Give me the stars. Because we are heading into main event territory. It is 1-on-1. It is Monsieur Yosuke Hanamura, and for the first time since being banned, it is Kanji on Rebellion. 1-on-1 as the stars go. Black. Representing the Equalist movement.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Ministry. From Hiroshima, Japan, weighing in at 181 pounds, Yosuke.
We got ourselves a real sicko. Yosuke, over the past couple of weeks, has been facing the consequences of his actions. And I think he's deserved all of it. I'm gonna be real with you. If I were Nahida, I might not have stopped what was going on in the parking lot. A lot of respect to Nahida for doing what is probably the right thing to do for somebody who has not done the right things himself. I digress. Yosuke now has a 1v1 against Kanji tonight. From what I understand, Kanji put his head through, that car window. If you go back and look, that car window's broken, and Yosuke is battered. And I'm not sure if he's ready for Kanji tonight. We're about to find out, though. Because the first time, well, it's gonna be like the second time that we've mentioned the Bullet Club. Because this is a man who is certainly, definitely was part of the Bullet Club. You know, the Bozo Club, the Irrelevant Club, but I digress. Because Kanji, I don't want to put that out there, because Kanji tonight is doing something worth cheering, admittedly. And look at him coming down the ring so seriously, dude. He's laser focused right now, dude. He was staring a hole into Yosuke. Wild work. But I digress. Kanji. Hey, you know what? We've had our differences, and I'll be real. When you were teaming up with Gentleman Thomas, I thought you were a sack of trash, a bozo, and I banned you. There's no Thomas here right now. There's no Thomas here tonight. If you just want to fight Yosuke, hey, by all means, I think we all do. Get yourself some, just like the girls did last week. And look at that, these two are already brawling it out. Kanji on top. You gotta remember, Kanji is technically formally a tag team champion, if only for maybe a week or so. Stomping on the arm though, and again stomping on the arm, and again stomping on the arm. And over the face as well. Turns the arm around, stomp to the back of the neck. Calling for something. Don't know what it is. I don't expect Kanji to really go flying, and he didn't really go flying. He really went flopping and just put his arm out there, which is respectable. It still got the damage in. Clyde calling for one, and it's just one. Yosuke trying to get away from Kanji, trying to roll himself out. Only gets onto the ropes, and Kanji goes underneath. What does he have planned here? Sends Yosuke flying. And it's been a long time since we've heard people cheer for Kanji. He used to be really one of the biggest losers in the AWE. Lost, I think, every one of his open challenges. But a Hurricane Rana by Yosuke. Yosuke, who started off losing a whole lot, but, you know, ever since winning the golden ticket, picked up a couple of wins. Even became tables champion at some point, you know, and then vandalized it, you know, ending that tables championship lineage. You hate to see it, but a couple big shots, a couple big strikes. Kanji, however, just powers through and says, no, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna whoop you like I should have finished you in the parking lot. Double axe to the chest. Kanji already has a signature built up as well, pushing Yosuke's face away. Oh, he's not done. And a shot, oh my gosh! Ooh! 1, 2. Ooh! Dude, that was just brutal. That was just brutal and nasty. Kick to the gut. Has his head locked in deep. Oh my gosh, thought it was a DDT. Instead wrecked him, dropped his head on the mat. 1, 2, and that's already resiliency from Yosuke Hanamura. It's been all Kanji tonight, and everybody's cheering for him. Yosuke trying to get some offense in. Big forearm strike. This time, once again, he's got nobody on his side. Nobody to back him up. No equalist movement, no I'll hate them, no the end, no Amon, no Panette. And I know Marin will be addressing Panette this Friday at AWE Fracture. Into the ropes again. Kanji ready for him and sends him flying again. The back of Yosuke starting to feel it. Really starting to feel it. Kick to the, oh my gosh, kick to everything. Shot to that again. Pulls him to the side. What is he thinking here? Once again, I don't expect this man to go flying, but again, he just goes flying with that arm. His high flying moves are not pretty, but boy, they're sure doing something as he goes all of his body first onto Yosuke. At this point in time, he might be able to keep Yosuke down for 3, but he's not done with him yet. Big chop. And now they're exchanging blows. Yosuke's having, I will tell you, Yosuke's having a very bad time. Says, hit me right now, hit me in the face. Another shot to the face. And a kick, oh my gosh. No, he's actually just going again for more kicks. He's destroying Yosuke Hanamura. And we saw him do this before against the ropes. Shot right to the back of the neck. Yo, he killed, I think that might be it. Yo. He killed him. Yo, he killed him. He killed Yosuke. He killed Yosuke Hanamura. Pushes his face to the side. For the first time, it is a nasty knee strike to the back of the neck, and he did it again later. Yosuke was unable to get like any offense off on Kanji. Still had some solid kickouts, but at the end of the day, a kick to the gut. And I'm not sure what he calls that move, but he sure put him away. Not delicately. It was nasty. It was nasty to say the least. And then we saw this. We saw this beautiful, not beautiful. It was, I wouldn't say beautiful, but I'll tell you what, it was effective. It was effective. It was a nasty clothesline. Not expecting Kanji to do a whole bunch of jumping, but he just kicked a mud hole in him. Raised his arm again and said, I'm putting him away. Back of the neck. Can't see that knee coming. And knocked Yosuke out cold for 1, for 2, and for 3.
Here is your winner.
Hey. Oh, what can I say? like for real, what can I say? Except, you know, Kanji had that sauce tonight. Kanji certainly had that sauce tonight. My gosh. Hey, put me back on. Put me back on the screen. Let's go through the show really quickly because I have to. I've got to make some calls. In fact, yeah, put me back on. Just cut real quick. Kanji, big W. Black Swan fought back. Flare and Fulgent wrecked Ray. The Aswang. Well, I'll be real. I think all three of these matches had one person on top for a while, and then the other person came back towards the end and won the whole thing. And I think that actually happened with Mitarai as well. All four of these matches were comeback matches, and then Kanji thrashed Yosuke. Wild and crazy kids, to say the least. Dang. Let's look at our news. Because I really do have to make some calls. Fulgent Flare took a very big victory. Pie's been cleared by medical staff, thank goodness. Congratulations, Pie. Majin was cleared before this Friday, which is awesome. Wario's also been cleared, so we're gonna have a good tag team match. That I wish he wasn't, especially after what just transpired. Man. Okay, that's everything. That's everything. Roster's not gonna change, power ranking's not gonna change. Gunther's number 1, Lamau. Let's go to our next show, which will be Fracture. This would have been Fracture. For some reason, they still want to battle. For some reason, now they want to battle. They are having a tag team championship match, though. Kyutaro versus Golden. Von Karma versus Mona. Shin versus Gin. March versus Sayaka. Hina versus Panat. Amon, Makoto, Fulgent. I don't want him anywhere near the picture. And Iroh versus Akechi. That would have been our show. I have to go make some calls. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If what Amon just said at the end of that is any indication, Sakura is gonna be in trouble this Friday. Unless it's another champion he's talking about. If it's in response to what happened this past week of Rebellion, we gotta save Sakura. Toodaloo.
One
Infraction!